Hello and welcome to our third and final round with the Dubious challenge. I'm going to keep this hand on the basis of it kind of doing stuff and being close to ripping out of doing nothing, and our opponent mulliganing. That's a key factor here. I think turn 2 Flicker Wisp is a little better than it looks. You know? And then I can like stag my Wisp to exile a thing for their turn. I can give them the land destruction business that way. That's the smart thing to do. We're also on the draw. Like, the fact that we have 7 outs, like basically we have 11 super live draws with it through the breach. We have the Gristle Brands, the Emrakul's, and Dubious challenges. Which I think is fine for me. They scry top or bottom. Bottom. I don't think that changes my play too much. Probably doesn't change my play at all, actually. Well, that was sweet. I should do that more often. Just draw perfects on the first draw step. I guess the next perfect would be drawing a path because my opponent's going to play Devoted Druid on turn 2. They could be Ponza. That would actually be kind of obnoxious for me. I think if they're Ponza, I want to play Sacred Foundry and I want to jam the Flicker Wisp. Just play slightly around that. I'm not too concerned about having access to the right colors of mana. I guess I could fetch a base. I'm less concerned about having the right colors of mana in the face of Blood Moon than I am about having the right colors of mana in the face of a land destruction spell. So, like, if I use the Flooded Strand, I could get cut off of green. Or, I guess if I fetch a green with it, but that my green, like, I'd have to fetch Temple Garden. I'd rather have the ability to not take damage, too. I don't really know what's going on with my opponent's deck yet, so we will see. We will, in fact, see. Okay, our opponent has reconnected the game, fortunately, so we get to continue doing stuff. Wow. Okay, so what are they? Maybe this is weird. I don't know what's going on here. I should really figure out what's occurring. There's no value to choosing any permanents besides, I guess, like this or whatever. Yet another reason I wish Containment Priest was legal in this format. Opponent could be... they're just Wolf Run with a really bad hand. That's fine. Trade offer accepted, sir. That is all of your mana for my completely irrelevant doofus creature. And here there's marginal value to me leaving up Path to Exile. That said, the jig should be up. My opponent should know what's going on. You know, who else is going to be glimmer pointing besides this random deck Okay. Wow, this is quite the draw my opponent has managed to assemble. Most unfortunately for them, they have elected to put 7 permanents into play, and I still have a way to attack. So I have white-red. I probably want green-red. I can't do that. I want green. Do I want green? I want red? I don't know. Let's give them the maximum amount of confusion. Conveniently, also, this costs the incorrect amount of mana for my opponent to defeat it with the card Spell Queller. That one. And they don't have mana up to activate Wolf Run, so that's fine. Well, goodbye to your creatures. Hello to taking a bunch of damage. Yeah, this is definitely Spell Queller. The chumpiest Spell Queller of all time. So my opponent gets to keep Bird of Paradise. And chump with Spell Queller to not die. I really hope that we continue playing an interesting game at this point. I guess the alternative is I could just draw another thing. Should I? Should I? I don't know. I think I should attack. Oh no, what if I hit Elish Norn? Good call, me. Gotta have heads-up plays like that when your opponent just has 1 permanent in play. Here, you can have this. We'll pretend you have nothing. I like that a lot better. This is the epitome of the Dubious challenge right here. Opponent has no cards. I'm going to select Glimmerpoint Stag, because I have a Glimmerpoint of my own to fight it with. That's a good duo right there. Best friends, you know. Emrakul's got to have a weird metal moose to, you know, it's about the squiggly parts, you know. We got the squiggly horns here, we got the squiggly mayhem over here. That's really where the synergy. And if you look at Flickerwas too, it's got all the squiggly parts. That's just, you know, mono squiggles aggro. Sure, whatever. There's no way if my opponent just literally is not going to have magical cards. They're just all gone. Every single one of their cards has decided to exit their hand and go to the graveyard. I don't know why they did that. That's not how you're supposed to play Magic. So yet again, we have an opponent that is probably undeterred by plats. They have paths and stuff. I guess the Night combo is not the greatest against it. Leyline's pretty bad. Rest in Peace is pretty unexciting. I think they're going to try to beat me with Spell Quellers and Counter Magic. I'm going to go for this road. I think the Boseiju has value here. Kind of sucks because I think all my cards are good. Not even sure Anger's that great. I'm going to have like 1. I don't think Dispel is great because half the time their card just does the Spell Queller thing. I think I don't want that many Simians because my opponent's going to be attacking me on the spells on stack and I might need to cast multiple spells. And you know what? I'm just going to do this. Can't get too fancy. Debating this. Opponent probably has Reflector and Path. It's close. It will take my opponent a long time to potentially beat an Empyrean, but I don't think my deck does a lot in the meantime, so I'm not huge on madcapping. Ooh, this is cool. I like this. We have an answer to Spell Queller. Oh, that's kind of actually sweet. Spell Queller is really bad against my deck. Spell Queller's got this problem where it gets flickered, and then it sucks. I like that problem. We're going to play the freshly drawn one because it actually casts the cards in our hand. So we now have double white for all the random stuff that we could ever want double white for. If our opponent plays a knight, I probably just path it on the spot. Well, time for some very dubious challenges to occur over the next couple turns. I'm confused. I don't understand. What is occurring? I think I would like to path Corsair of Crewfix, maybe? I don't even know if that's right. Should have done this end step, I guess, but this is fine. Okay, cool. Well, I can't do it fast enough. Let me click my basic land and cast my spell. Yeah, that's still the best one. These games have been very uninteresting and uninteractive. This one and this one. Emrakul is so good. Who'd have thought? I hope my opponent just doesn't have cards that beat an Emrakul in their entire deck. Just, they don't exist. Opponent has nothing to value. I guess they get a counter on their Nisa. Okay, I don't know what they're trying to accomplish there, but ooh, too little, too late. Just don't cast Reflector. So we know they drew... I don't know, I was too busy focusing on my nonsense. I think a land or something. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to cast this first main to eliminate a flying blocker and get back my Flicker Wisp, I guess. My opponent's Spell Quellers, I'll fire my Path on the Spell Queller. Okay, that's also fine. Well, my opponent will not have more creatures or permanents for very long, so I'm okay with this result. I haven't done the math, but I don't believe this works out for them. I don't think I have a need to leave up the path here. We did it! They can't beat an Emrakul. Why is that? Should have planned better for it.